want to use this video to look at some tricks and shortcuts in Word to make you a little bit more productive. And it's using these things called styles, which are here. Few people use them, but not many do, and they're actually incredibly powerful. So here we've got a little dummy document of the type that we usually have in a school or an office. You'd have some sort of title, then you'd have a section heading, some text for that, a section heading, some text for that, a section heading, some text for that. And obviously this will kind of be split up in reality, probably over a few different pages. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to move things onto different pages. So the first little trick we can have is a lot of people, to get down to the next page, will press enter, and they'll keep going and keep going and keep going until eventually it pops onto the new page. We can do that, but it's much quicker to use a keyboard shortcut. So if I go to the start and I press Control and enter, it'll immediately go to the next page. I'll do that for each section. And we've got each section on a different page. So let's look at what we can do. Now, normally we'd take the title of the document and we'd change the font and the size here. And then we'd go down to our first section and we'd change the font and the size there. And then you go down to the next section and you get to there and you'd go, okay, I need to make it the same size and font as it was before, but hang on, did I set it to 24 point or 26? And then you end up having to scroll up and down and it becomes a bit of a faff. So let's try something a bit quicker. I'm not even going to highlight the text. I'm literally going to click on the line. And I'm just going to go into these styles and click on title. Now you see I haven't even clicked on it. I've just hovered over it and it shows me what it looks like. But I'm going to click on it and it's going to change the style to that. You may think, but I don't want it to look like that. Hold on, we'll come to that. We'll go to the first section and we'll click on heading 1. And we'll go down and we'll go to the next section and we'll click on heading 1. And we'll go to the next section and click on heading 1. So you may say, well, I don't want it to look like that. I want it to be in a different font, a bit bigger, a different colour. So now, rather than highlighting here and changing it, all I do is on the styles, I right click and go to modify. Now, if I increase the size, I change the font and I change the colour, you'll see I can actually click on format and I can change all paragraph spacings, tabs, borders, all sorts. I'll just click OK and you'll see it's changed the first section. But if I go down, it's changed all of them. This is why we use styles. We change one and it changes every instance of that style in the document. So it's a lot quicker. We're not having to go up and down. We can do the same with the title. We can say, well, we didn't want the title to look like that. We actually wanted it to be centered. We wanted it to be much bigger. And we wanted it in a different font. Click OK and it does it for us. Now in these sections we've also used this heading, and there's an advantage to using the heading. You'll notice we've got there heading 1 and heading 2. You've also got heading 3 when you start using the second heading, but we'll have a look at that in a second. What I can do is, this is the very latest version of Office 365, but it's in most of the other versions of Word as well, these styles and what I'm about to show you. So we can click on View and Navigation pane, and you'll see everywhere that I've used the heading 1 now becomes a heading on the navigation pane. I can now click on second section and it will take me straight to the second section. Third, take me straight to the third. You can imagine if we've got an incredibly long document with lots of different sections, we can very easily move between them. Another thing we can do here is I can actually take the second section, I can hold down the mouse button and drag it, and you'll notice that now it's changed the order. So there's the title, there's the second section, there's the first section. So we can actually drag bits around using the navigation pane. Another example of using these headings is this. I'm just going to go put in a blank page between the title of the document and the first section. And I'm going to click on References, Table of Contents, and I'm just going to do an automatic table of contents. And you'll notice that it's putting first section and the page number, second section, third section. We could go down. We could change our third section to say conclusion. You'll notice it changes in the headings. We could even pop it onto the next page. When we go back to our contents table, I can click on the table and I get an option to update the table. The first time you click on it, it actually updates it immediately straight away. It's detected that things are on different pages. If it detects that the things aren't on different pages, we can actually click on it and we will get an option to update just the page numbers or update the entire table. So as you can see, by using these styles, it's giving us the option to very quickly put a table of contents in, to move things around, and to change things which will change throughout the entire document and keep that consistency. We used heading 1, so we could say that this was a subsection and put some text in. And on the subsection, if we go back to the Home tab, we can use heading 2. You'll notice again on the navigation pane, you'll see it's indented because it's a subsection. You'll see heading 3 has appeared. And if we go back to our table of contents and we update it, and we'll update the entire table, you'll see that the subsection comes in and it's indented as part of the first section. So as you can see, with these different headings, we've got so much power and it makes us so much quicker because we're only changing one thing instead of having to scroll up and down in the document.